So we're here on Daf Lamed Zayin Amid Beis, and we're up to Suffolk. Let's see if we can find the place. It's there are two dots. I think there's an easy way of pointing this out. You see that the daf has a wide lines on the bottom. We're still before the wide lines. And if you go up two lines before the wide lines, you'll see the two dots. So now we're going to talk about Yerusha in a case where we don't know if he's the ben of the Rishon or the ben of the Sheni, whether he's a 7-month baby to the first or a 9-month baby to the second. Safek. Okay, so Safek means we don't know if he's the son of Ruvain, the deceased, or of Shimon, the Yavam. The Yavam. Now we have someone else who's another brother. Shebo lachlok b'nichsei misana. Misana is a word for mess in Aramaic. So Reuven dies. He leaves two brothers. We'll call them Shimon and Levi. And Shimon went ahead and he was miyabem Eshes Reuven, we'll call her Rachel, premature, meaning he jumped the gun without waiting the required 3 months. Now Shimon is vying for the Yerusha, or part of the Yerusha, his half of the Yerusha, against Hanoch, the son of Reuven. I'm sorry. One second. Reuven died without children. The son of Shimon. Oh, so it's Shimon and Levi, right? So Levi is vying for the Yerusha of Reuven against Shimon. Shimon was miyabem Eshes Reuven. And from that Yibum came a child, but we're not sure if the child is the child of Reuven or the child of Shimon. Safek Omar Ano ben Misnahu. So the Safek claims that he's the son of Reuven. And therefore, Nichse Didihu, I am the exclusive heir to inherit the possessions of Reuven. Because a Yavam certainly cannot bounce off, exclude the ben. And in fact, there is no Yavam if there's a ben. Yavam Amar at Brai Didi at. Oh, I see. I made a mistake here, but it's not Shimon who's vying for the Yerusha. I'm sorry, it's not Levi who's vying for the Yerusha, it's Shimon. Shimon and the son of Shimon. Again, when I use the word the son of Shimon, we have to be very careful. It might be the son of Shimon, or it might be the son of Reuven. And Reuven dies. The question is, what do we do with the estate of Reuven? Who inherits? So the Yavam, right, Shimon is saying, you're my son. I inherit Reuven. He's my brother. And you're my son. Less chalomidi, you don't even deserve a piece of the Yerusha. b'nichse. Let's just think about this. Who should get the Yerusha? Now, we have a machlokas in general between Chachamim and Sumchus about Maman Amuto B'Safek. What do we do in the case of Safek? Sumchus says Yachloku, and the Rabbanan say Amotzi Mechaver of Harai. In this case, I don't know that you can apply the principle of Muchsak, of Amotzi Mechaver of Harai. Who's Muchsak here? We don't know what's going on. It's either a brother who's inheriting his own brother, or it's a son who's inheriting his father. We really don't know. So the Gemara says, "Maman amutu b'safek." If I understand correctly, it means there's no muchsak here. Even the Chachamim of Sumchus would say Yachloku in this case. Let's just see if he points this out. Oh, how do you like that? He writes, I didn't cheat. V'yav Chachamim acholkim al Sumchus b'sovrim shamotzi mechavel raya yodu kan l'Sumchus shecholkim ki ein echad muchsak yotze mechavel. Excellent. Okay, now we get to the next case. The Yavam died, and he has other children. So he's got one child who's a suffix, whether it's his son or his brother's son, and he has his own sons. That's called in the Gemara's language, Safek Ubnei Yavam. Right, they're coming to divide up the estate of Reuven, the deceased. Safek Omar. Ahu Gavra bar Misnahu. I think Ahu Gavra, he's talking about himself in third person. That's the only way I can understand this. So he's saying about himself, Bar Misna, I am the son of Reuven. Meaning that when Shimon was miyaben, my mother, meaning the wife of Reuven, she was pregnant with me. So I'm the only son of Reuven, and I should inherit I have exclusive inheritance rights to the estate. B'nei Yavam Amri at achinu at. Oh, you're our brother, meaning you're the son of Shimon, the Miyaben. You're a ben tes l'shem. And therefore we should divide up the Yerusha. Umansa hu the Islam Adon. You can claim your share, but don't claim that you're the only Yoresh and you get the whole estate. Let's just think about this case. See, in this case, it's a little bit different than the previous case because this brother, who's called the Safek, is a Vada Yorish. Either he gets the entire estate because he's the ben of Ruvain, or in the worst case scenario, well, the son of Shimon, he's no worse than any of the other children of Shimon, and he definitely has the status of a Yorish. So the other brothers cannot deny that this suffix has a portion. How large of a portion is, we don't know. They're claiming you only have one portion, you don't have the entire exclusive rights. So it could be, I'm just thinking out loud, that in this case, the Chachamim of Sumchus would apply the principle of Hamotzi Mechaber Levarayah. Why is that? Because the suffix is already a muhsa. Again, according to Sumchus, we're going to have to just make the mathematical calculations here. Meaning that, let's say there's only one let's say the Yavam left one Vadai son. So we would, according to Sumchus, we would start up front by giving half the estate to the Safek, and then divide the balance of the estate 50-50 between the Safek and the Bnei Yavam. Again, the numbers will change if there's more than one Ben Yavam, but it doesn't matter. The principle is the same. If there's only one Ben Yavam, then the suffix should get 3/4 of the estate, and the Ben Yavam should get 1/4 of the estate. That's according to Sunnah. According to the Chachamim, on the other hand, it could be very possible that the suffix should get the entire estate. Why is that? Because no one denies that he is the Orich. You want to push him off and remove him from part of that Yerusha by saying that you're only a brother, you're not the son of the deceased, you're a brother of ours. In other words, from the get-go, he already has a chazaka on the entire Yerusha. Well, let's see what happens. He says, "Biofen zeh kemet shasofek muchzak b'nechasim." Oh, not bad. Yosef ibnei hayavam sharei vadai. There's no question. Shall a sofek yeshchus Yerusha? Okay, I called it a shem yorej. B'manavshah. It's either he's beno or he's one of the achim. Meaning the bnei hayavam are questionable. We don't even know their status. Do they have a shem yorish at all? So they first have to prove that they have a shem yorish, and then they can decide to divvy it up amongst the, give the suffix his share. Is sover aboda kamid Rab Shil Neymar masnisini. This issue is dependent upon the Mishnah. Okay, so what happens in the Mishnah? This mission is on Daf Kuf Amid Beis. Isnan. Again, a woman was widowed and she got remarried within 3 months of the death of her husband. And she has a son. We don't know if this is the son of the first husband, the late husband, or of her current husband. But she jumped the gun and she got married to a second husband within 3 months of the death of her first husband. She also has other sons. Who ain't a Yorish also, the Haim Yorshim also. Okay, what does that mean? Who ain't a Yorish Osam? I'll just read to you his commentary. He says, Mishum Chikol Echad Mi Echav, Docha Oso Eitzel HaCheret. So he gets pushed off. Bnei Arishon, so this is not a Yibum situation, meaning there are sons from her first husband, her late husband. Tonim she'eno acheim elahu ben me'abal hashen. You're not a brother. You were born. Your father is the second husband. Right? Yerusha depends upon the father. It doesn't depend upon the mother. But the Bnei Hasheni Tonim, she'ena acheim ela hu ben habala rishon. One second. Who died? Did somebody tell me who died? Just to make life easy for me.
Isn't this that Ruvain died?
So we're fighting over the estate of Reuven, because it says here, she has other children from Reuven besides this Suffolk. So the Suffolk is maybe Reuven, or right, is the son of either Reuven or Shimon. We don't know. But there are other brothers that were born to Reuven who are a definite Yorshim. And we're divvying up the property of Reuven. So they can say to the Suffolk, you are the son of Shimon, you're not the son of Reuven. And they're Vada Yorshim. So it says here, who Eino Yorish Osa? The sons of Reuven have a right to say to the Suffolk, you're the son of Shimon. You don't deserve any portion in the Yerusha. So Bnei Arishon Toanim she'eno acheim elu ben me'abal hashen. Your father is Shimon. But something's missing here. Bnei Rishon tonim she'enu achem elu ben me'abal hasheni. Ubnei hasheni so she has other sons from her first husband and other sons from her second husband. Again, I'm not sure who died over here. All right. Bnei hasheni tonim she'enu achem elu ben abal rishon. I think what's happening here, Steve, is that both Reuven and Shimon died. Let's see if that works out. So there are two estates that have to be divvied up. And the suffix is going to get pushed off from both estates. He'll get pushed off from the Bnei Rishon because they're going to say he's the Ben Hasheni. He'll get pushed off from the Bnei Hasheni because they'll claim that he's the Ben Rishon. Well, what's that called in math, in arithmetic? Was it the law of the excluded middle or something? Okay. Even shem vada yorshim umukzachim b'Yerusha v'hu safek yorish yachol lomar motzi mechavel of Araya. You're a safek yorish, both vis-a-vis the estate of Reuven and vis-a-vis the state of Shimon. Again, I don't have any other pshat here, but he doesn't say it. Now what happens when this suffix dies? There's going to be a battle between the Achei Rishon and the Achei Hasheni. Behem Yorshim Osa Es HaSofek Ki Achar Misoso. I don't know who the Hem is here. Ein Misha Yirash Oso Elohem. Now he spells it out that the word Hem includes both. V'kol ha'achiv me'abal Rishon u'me'abal Hasheni mischalkim b'nichsei hasofek. That's the Haim Yorshim Osa. The word Haim means Osam. You know, those who say in the Resha, when Reuven or Shimon died, they say, you're not a Yoresh to the Suffolk. Each one says it, he gets bounced back and forth. Now, Haim Yarshim Osa. When the Suffolk dies, they, the two sets of brothers from Reuven and Shimon, the Vadai, they say, we are all Yarshim. It's funny because they're playing the fiddle from both sides. With regard to the estate of Reuven, so the Vadai B'nai Reuven are saying to the Suffolk, you were born to Shimon. But when the Suffolk dies, all of a sudden, hey, you're our brother, They'll just toot the horn, whatever works the best for them. Now we get back to Machacha. Machacha meaning, in our case, of a Suffolk Ubnei Yavam, Shebo Lachal B'nitzei Ha'achan Meis, is then Ibcha. Hasam, in the Mishnah, which we just quoted from the Gemara at the end of the Masechet, where the Bnei Rishon and Bnei Sheni, they are all Vada Yarshim with regard to, again, the Rishon or the Sheni. Amri Le, they say to the Suffolk, I see Raya Ushkol. You prove to us that you're a Yorich. We don't even know that you're a Yorich. We don't recognize you as our brother. But Hacha, here the Suffolk is a Yoresh Vada. Is Amar Lahu, he turns to the Bnei Yavam. Their status is that of a Suffolk Yoresh. I see Raya Ushkulu. Paviu atem Raya she'achi atem. Right, these are the Bnei Yavam. The Bnei Yavam are saying to the Suffolk that, right, the Bnei Yavam are saying to the Suffolk that you're a Ben Arishon. No, 1 second. And what's the case? We have Reuven dies, Shimon is Miyaveh, and when Reuven's wife gives birth, because Shimon was Miyaveh Tosh Gimel Chadashim, so we don't know if this suffix is the Ben Arishon or the Ben Asheni. And if he's the Ben Arishon, then the Bnei Yavam have no claim whatsoever to the Yerusha. If on the other hand he's the Ben Asheni, he's an Ach. So the other Achim, the Bnei Yavam, Bavadei Bnei Yavam, they're going to say to the Safek, you're one of us. You're also the son of Shimon, our father. You are our brother. And we'll divide up this. But he's a Vadayor, the Suffolk, because the Suffolk, even in the worst case scenario, is a brother. In the best case scenario for the Suffolk, he is the sole Yorich, because he is the son of Reuven. So Reuven's estate, with regard to the Suffolk, is definitely within his realm of Yerusha. So this is going to be the opposite case, where the Suffolk is a Vada Yoresh, whereas the Achim, meaning the Bnei Yavam, are Suffolk Yoresh. And once again, we'll apply the principle of Ein Suffolk Motz V'dei Vada, because the Suffolk is a Vada. And a Motzi Chavero, all of a Rad. Amalu Rav Mesharshia, Midam. Right? So I guess Rav Mesharshia is talking to those who made this analysis based on the Mishnah at the end of the Masechet Midam. Hasam Inu Vada. Right? The Bnei Rishon vis-a-vis the estate of the Rishon, or the Bnei Sheni vis-a-vis the estate of the Sheni, are definitely Yarshim. We know that they're who their father is and who their sons of which father. Iu, on the other hand, is Suffolk. We don't know if he has any relationship to the estate of Reuven or to the estate of Shimon, because we don't know. But here, Idi ve'idi Suffolk. Now, why is the Suffolk a Suffolk? He's a Vada. Either he's inheriting his father exclusively, meaning Reuven, or together with the Bnei Yavam, he's a brother and he's inheriting. Why does Reb Mesharshia insist that he's a Suffolk? I'll read to you the Masechet. He says, Sharei Afa Suffolk Eino Yodea Mikoach Mihu Ba. Is he inheriting Reuven as a son, Eno Yachol Liton Tainas Vadai Al Kola Yerusha. If he has a Taina on the entire Yerusha as the exclusive Yoresh because he's the son of the late Reuven, he doesn't know that for sure, so he has no Vadai as far as that is concerned. But we wanted to say he has a Vadai on part of the Yerusha of Reuven. But he's asking, does he have a Vadai claim to be the Yoresh of Reuven, the son, the sole Yoresh? He doesn't have such a claim. Eluba b'tainas v'manasha. Bein in b'noshel Reuven hu bein in b'noshel Sheni yesh lo chelik b'Yerusha. V'chelik zeh hu achen mekabel sharei gam heim modim shemagia lo chelik b'nichsei hames yechad ha'achen. But b'shar nechasim, in other words, after the Suffolk takes his share, let's say as a Ben Hayavam, then what are we left with? The balance of the Yerusha, Heim Cholkim Shava B'Shava. Has Suffolk notel Chatzi, Ve'heim notel Chatzi. That's what we said, the Suffolk should get 3/4 of the Yerusha. But he doesn't have a status of a Vada, because he cannot claim Bevada that he is the son of Reuven and he has exclusive rights to these sheep, to the Yerusha. All right, so this is where we'll stop for today. And we're up to Ela E Damya, which we'll pick up in Mitzvah Hashem on Yom Rishon. Correct? A great chance.